Hello, wonderful families, and welcome to this quick tutorial on how to navigate on the eLC. Now, as you can see, I have already logged into the eLC itself, so once you've logged in, you'll find yourself on this page. It is called the dashboard on the eLC, and unfortunately, I know it's a little bit confusing. It's not to be confused with the circle dashboard, which is where you load or record all of your grades and attendance. Instead, this is more just the landing pad for where you end up. So we'll call it the eLC dashboards. That way you remember it's on the eLC. It's not actually the circle dashboard. Now here you'll find who's logged in. You'll see the list of courses that you're enrolled in. You'll also see some other things like the calendar, any special announcements, all those sorts of things. We also have a navigation pane over here, and you'll notice that if you've been here with us in previous years and used the eLC, it looks a little bit different than before. You still can use these to navigate to your classes as well as these. So let's do that first. Let's go ahead and navigate to the Upper School Campus page. Now, like I said, I can either click here or I can click here. This section over here has what we call a short name for the course, and it's basically just an abbreviation. You'll know that it's the abbreviation because all of these ones will start with 17 since the year is 2017, and in future years it'll start with the year of the year that the class is taking place in. So I'm going to click on it right here, and it's going to bring me to the Upper School Campus page. Now here, of course, we'll have all kinds of information throughout the year, but the most important things that I want you to take note of are these two things: the Circle student codes and policies and the student orientation and eLC tutorials. This tutorial, as well as others, will be located here, so that way you can easily access information on how to do everything that you need to do. And parents, this includes the tutorial on how to find your students' grades, because it's a little bit tricky. You'll want to make sure, though, that during orientation week you visit the student codes and policies, and you can do that just by clicking on the name of it, and it'll have all of the information that you need. Just click on any of these to view them, and it's as simple as that. The cool thing is you can also access things by clicking on them over here. So as you can see, it brings me to the same page. If you've been with us before, you'll know that there was the possibility of seeing a drop-down list of just the items within that week. That isn't possible anymore. Instead, it'll just direct you to the section that you're looking for. Now, speaking of sections like this, you'll also see that it's very similar to this in your actual classes. So speaking of that, let's take a look at one of the classes. In this case, you'll see that this menu is all about things that are going on inside of the campus page, but let's take a look in a real class, French. Now in French 1, you'll notice that I have the same kind of general welcome area up at the top. Here you'll find your teacher's contact information, as well as the instructor information and the overview. You also, when week 1 is open, will find each one of the weeks that's available. So in this case, I've gone ahead and opened up week 1, so that way Lucy Circle can take a peek at it. And as you can see, I can see some content, and I see that there are files, URLs, a quiz, but I can't actually access any of those things from here. That's because I need to click on the name of the week here or the name of the week here. Either way is perfectly fine. They bring you to the same page. So as you can see, that information is still at the top, and now I can see all of the links that were there. As you can see, your WAS is usually towards the top, though it depends on the teacher. And this is the best way to access all the information that you need throughout the week. Now, speaking of all of that, let's take a look at grades. The instructions I'm about to give on how to access grades is specifically for students. Parents, I'll have a separate tutorial for you that's really quick in how to do that. Since otherwise, if you were to do what I'm about to show you, it would actually show you your grades in the class, which would all be 0 since you don't have a grade in the class. So anyways, students, it's super easy for you. You'll just come over here and click on grades. Now, as you can see, I'll break things down a little bit. We have, of course, the fall semester and the spring semester. In this case, we're just paying attention to fall because, of course, we're starting the year off. You'll notice that in this class, there are different categories, and each category is worth a certain number of points. or I'm sorry, it's a certain percentage towards the 100% that your student has in the class. This is the kind of stuff that you'll see on the instructor information sheet, so that way you have a good idea of what to expect. Now in this case, right now, since we're just starting the semester, there's only one assignment here, and it is under the fall at-home practices. And since it's 10 points out of 10 points, student got 100%. Good job, Lucy. And since it's the only thing inside of that category, you'll notice that it's 20% of the grade. And since Lucy has full credit, we have 20% there. It's 100%, just in case you want the quick math nice and easy done for you. And even though there's only one assignment in here, in one category, the eLC is smart enough to figure out what the student's current grade is. So since Lucy's got an A in this, she has an A in the class right now. You can view it, or you can tell the total, the fall total, or if you get in the spring, you'll scroll down and see the spring total. But it's right here. And then if you're ever wondering how your student's doing overall in the class, you can also scroll to the bottom, look at the course total, and it is there as well. This number and the current semester that we're in should always match. If you ever notice it doesn't, let us know so that way we can help alleviate the issue. Now there's one other place I want to show you, and that is the overview report, students. So you'll click on overview report and it'll show you the classes that you're enrolled in. Now on the Upper School Campus page, you probably won't see a grade, though you might once you do your electronic signature. In any case, don't worry about this grade here. It doesn't really count towards anything. The one you want to pay attention to are the ones for your classes. In this case, French 1's right here, and the grade is 100 out of 100, of course. So that's how you access that. And say I'm done, I want to go back to the main page. I can either click here to go back to the full view of French 1, which remember we'd have to click on the name to find all the stuff under it, or you can click on week 1 and it'll open all of that back up. So that is your main tutorial on how to access everything. If you have any questions or need any help, just let me know. Have a wonderful day.